Welcome to Module 4. We have so far looked at the context of strategy formulation, both internal and external, in the context of a firm. However, context does not uniquely determine business performance. We also need to examine how firms leverage the resources within to position themselves relative to others in the industry. That ultimately is what determines whether a firm will succeed or fail in the long run. To simplify our discussion, we will continue to examine strategy in the case of a single business firm, or what we may call as business level strategy. A more complex situation of a multi-business firm will be dealt with in the next module under the topic of corporate level strategies. To summarize, business level strategy relates to one business of a multi-business firm or to the only business of a single business firm, and is concerned with the attributes on which it intends to compete within that industry. Some early models of corporate strategy were based on the assumption that firms with large market share were more profitable. Porter, on the other hand, found that in many industries, firms which had very large shares or had very small shares of the overall market were profitable compared to those whose market shares were neither very large nor very small. Researching into these companies, Porter concluded that profitable firms followed one of the three generic approaches: competing on costs or on differentiation in the broad market, or by focusing on a narrow segment of the market. Unprofitable firms, on the other hand, had failed to follow any one of these three strategies effectively. To understand Porter's classification, we first need to understand the basic ways in which a firm creates an advantage. This may be by way of prices charged, that is, creating comparable value at a lower cost, or by value delivered, which is delivering greater value to customers generally at a price premium, or doing both simultaneously. The key point here is that we can outperform the competition if we can establish a difference and preserve it by either or both of these approaches. When competing on the basis of cost, this approach is called a cost leadership strategy, and when competing on superior values, both tangible and intangible, it can be called a differentiation strategy. So, let's look at the options a company has in deciding how to compete in its marketplace.